Party, I have not been on for a while, man. A lot of things happen is that I bought a big monitor, 49-inch monitor, for almost $1,200, but I could not make it fit the resolution so I could stream. And I was stuck with without any monitor, so I got the old one back and it's working perfect. Like they say, never, if it's not needed, if it's not broke, what? Don't fix it. That's all it is, man. Okay, we got a good show tonight. Let me see if I'm on first. Am I on? Yes, I am on. You see, hold on. Give me a second, all right? Yeah. What up, man? Let me see. Oh. Hold on, guys. I gotta see if I'm on. I don't want to be talking to myself like the other night. What's up, man? What happened? Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I am live, man. Here I am. Yeah. What's up? This is Omar from the third rail. There's a lot to talk about. We've been talking about this a long time. This is the face of evil. You see the guy behind me? His name is Steve Bannon. He's a piece of shit. He's a racist. You know what we're going through right now in the Republican Party, don't be astonished or don't think it's normal. It's not normal because the Republican Party no longer exists as a political party. It just doesn't exist. It's been a long time. It first started in 1996 with Newt Gingrich and the contract with America, the scorched politics of the 1996 and up. As you know, before 1994, 96, the Republican never held the House for 60 years. So everything was getting along without the Republicans, right? So after the 1996 so-called revolution of the Freedom Caucus and all this garbage and Freedom Fries and all that, the whole idea, I have the idea, it's called the Helter Skelter ideology. The Helter Skelter is not the Beatles song. That is Charles Manson, he's already dead. Charles Manson had this idea one time to get these girls on LSD and go to a prominent house in Hollywood. I think it was the Tate House, and kill all the white people. And they're prominent. She's prominent. She's very famous. In his mind, it would create a race war. He would go into the desert. Once the race war comes on, he'll be able to take over the country. That's because he's on LSD. Now, I call him the godfather of the America First movement, of the Steve Bannon movement. All these guys were separatists or claim to be the human elites or whatever you want to call them. I'm not broad brushing here. Only certain people in the political world. So what we have here, you have a party that no longer recruits people to join. What I mean by that, they close the door in the face of all minorities, all white, old men. The whole politics is based on grievances, scaring people, like scaring white people in the Midwest, in the South, with such words as critical race theory. They're taking over your jobs. They don't have no jobs anyway. They're taking over the country. They're going to replace you. You being replaced. The immigration, all that stuff. But they're not selling them real stuff. They're not getting nothing for their vote. But they're not getting a bang for the buck. What they say. So tonight I'm going to discuss that and discuss Donald Trump, and I'm going to view. Sorry, I'm going to comment on a video on the David, what's that? Patrick Bay David podcast, the PDB, or whatever it's called. So Steve Bannon always has this conversation. He always you have to dismantle the administrative state. What does that mean? And he is thinking like Charles Manson, helter skelter. Create this environment where the government collapse, and then out of the ashes they get this new government. Sorry, I look yellowish on the side. I don't know what's going on with this camera. I've been trying to fix it all week, and I'm not buying a new one because I can't afford it. So the whole idea of the helter skelter ideology is in today's Republican Party. It's not a party no more. It's more of an insurgency. It's more of a rebel movement, and it is shrinking by the day. You saw the chaos yesterday with the replacement of the House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy. The whole idea, they have this view that if you dismantle the state, the administrative state, that's what they call it. That means if you dismantle all the institutions that we all depend on, then they could come in and America will be white again. I guess is that what it means? I don't understand what they're going to do with all the 130 million other people. You understand? They're not thinking logically. They're not thinking logically. If they were thinking logically, it's very easy. Just go to why don't you guys pick a state like Vermont? Some of these states, there's 93, 96% of the population is white. Let's see how you do. You know, a trial, and error. So let me go back to the whole issue here. The Skelter Helter or the Helter Skelter ideology is the same thing. We're going to create chaos. We're going to put a wrecking ball through the establishment. We're going to create this vacuum of instability, political instability, because Washington has become so corrupt that we can no longer change it or fix it. Yes, Washington is corrupt. Yes, both political parties are corrupt. But there's one still at least trying to be a political party, and that's the Democrats. At least they have some ideas like child daycare or whatever you want to call it, universal health care, universal education, student forgiveness debt, social program for men, women, and children, especially. They actually cut child hunger or child poverty by half last year when they had that $300 per child. Guess who voted against it? The Republicans. And it was benefiting people in the Midwest, in West Virginia. That $600 a month, it's a lot of money to them, and it improved their life. They cut it out. Now child poverty came back up. When you see the Republican Party, everything they want to do is, we got to take that away. Cut the Social Security, cut Medicare, take the WIC, the Women, Infant, Children program. Any social program that helps the citizen is called, it's a burden on the state. They don't take into account that some states are a burden on the union or are a burden on the United States. They're a burden. They don't make, like Kentucky. Kentucky can't survive without $130 billion a year in free money to keep it afloat. There's 9 other states, like I think red states. So when you see them, oh, you can't, welfare. And they always talk about being conservative. But once they're in power, they spend money like a drunk sailor. Donald Trump raised the debt to $7 trillion in 4 years. That is. I know someone go, oh, Obama, $10 trillion. Okay, that's 2 terms. That's 8 years. We're talking about 4 years, that guy. So let's listen to this idiot first. Right now, he's happy that there is chaos in the House of Representatives.
From Oklahoma, another primary candidate. Any of the candidates stood up today and tried to defend McCarthy in the moment truth. To me, they're all open for primaries, and they all should be primary. No excuse. I don't care if you're in leadership or not. You got to make decisions here. If you're just going to be part, the same with the young woman from Oklahoma, another primary candidate.
So what he's saying to the troop is create more chaos within the Republican Party, because in the end of the day, the Republican Party is going to collapse as a political party. Let's be honest here, guys. Let me put this idiot in the background. The Republican Party will no longer function as a political party. It's no longer is. It's very dangerous right now because they have no ideas, and they have a lot of power, and they have about 22% of the population who believes them, even if they lie. For example, Kevin McCarthy passed the debt bill to prevent the shutdown of the government by the vote of 206 Democrats, and only 100 Republican voted on his side, and he's the House Speaker for them. And he'll go on CBS Sunday the next morning and say, the Democrats are trying to sabotage it. I don't know. We can't work with these people. The Democrat saved his ass that time. Excuse my language. They saved him because he could not. If the government had shut down, it would have been blamed on him. Now, what's going to happen? We don't know what's going to happen because you have a race against time right now. You have this guy, Donald Trump, who is a criminal by any. He's a criminal. I don't care. A lot of people get mad. Oh, but he speaks the truth. Well, I don't know what truth you're talking about. He lied 35,000 times when he was president. In one newspaper, they hired one guy just to keep up with the lies and collect them, document all the lies that he was saying while he was president. This is the problem with the House. Look, this is the leader of the Republican Party. He's in court. He has lost his certificate of authority. That is his right to operate as a business in New York. Right now, all his properties are in limbo. That's why you see him in court every day. That's why he took it serious. He never shows up. He's showing up every day almost to court, and it's a civil trial by a judge. And the craziest thing is Donald Trump will go inside the court. Once they take bait, he'll come out and just dog trash the judge, the district attorney, the attorney general, everybody and their mama outside, and he'll go back in and sit down in front of the same judge. So what are we gonna do? I mean, as a country, I mean, what's gonna happen? I know a lot of people have this romance. Oh, we're gonna have a civil war. Oh, we're gonna have a. You're not gonna have a civil war. You're gonna have a bunch of idiots who travel in trucks, U-Haul trucks, who travel to U-Haul trucks and start marching in front of people and scaring the daylight out of people. That's all it is. There's a problem. The United States is sick. It is infected by political tribalism and hatred and white grievances. Let's be honest. This man over here, Donald Trump, is the most evil, ruthless, narcissistic individual I ever saw in my whole life. It's all about me, 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 me. And you have all these people chasing him. Oh, we love you, Donald Trump. You tell the truth. He doesn't do anything for them. He doesn't do anything for them. He was president for 4 years. He didn't do shit for them. He was trying to take away their health care. He was trying to take away their health care, man. Unbelievable. You know? Here's what I got here. Yeah. Can't see, man. Let me put this here. Give me a second, guys. Uh-oh. You know, let me not play with this no more. Huh? Okay. So now Donald Trump is in court. He's going to be in court for the next 2 years, or maybe the next 10 years. He's going to be in court for the next 10 years. Sorry, the camera, I don't know, making me look whiter than I am. And there's nothing wrong with that anyway, but he's going to be in court for the next 10 years. He's going to go to jail. He thinks that the government is playing around with him because he is evil. He tried to overthrow the government of the United States through a fucking crazy movie-like idea. So when he tried to destroy those institutions or the deep state, they took a deep breath and they waited until he lost the presidency. Now they're going to get him. They're going to dismantle him politically, economically, socially. He's going to be begging for before he finishes his presidency. The only thing he got going for him right now is the Saudi Arabia's money. He gives the Saudis. The Saudis are betting he's going to be the president again, and they say, look, we got to be nice to him in case he becomes a president. That's why his son-in-law got $2 billion. People are like, oh, do you think it really for Jared Kushner that $2 billion? You think that Donald Trump is going to say, oh, you made $2 billion, Jared? Well, I'm proud of you. No, there's a little kickback. So I'm all over the place, right? Let me see what else I'm talking about. I wish I had a guest so we could talk this thing over. Okay, let's listen what he say right now. This is him. See, he's right in front of the court. You see the door? That's the door behind you. He just came out. Wait, hold on. Wait.
They have one property that's worth anywhere from 50 to 100 times what this judge put down as a value. Put down a value.
So the whole issue, you see right-wing media, because the judge said that Mar-a-Lago is only worth $18 million to $27 million. In order to create fodder, it doesn't really matter because Mar-a-Lago is in Florida, so it has nothing to do with the case. The lawsuit is within the jurisdiction of New York. The property that Donald Trump owns in New York, not in Florida. So when I watch like right wing media, like like what's that Kevin? What's his name? Michael Knowles, Ben Shapiro, all the grifters. They always say the same thing. Well, it's worth more than 18 million. It's worth at least 300, $700 million. But he has it for $1.8 billion. Does that make sense to you? And the whole idea, people say, so what? People exaggerate. Some kid, so a person will have an ugly child, and he'll look beautiful. Look at my kid; he's so cute, and it's an ugly kid. So what I mean by that is, it's okay, for you to brag, especially in the real estate business. You could brag a little bit, but his bragging was breaking the law, because when it was time to get loans or get benefits, he will increase the value of his property. He'll say it's worth $500 million. Then when it comes to the real estate taxes and the city and state taxes that he has to pay on that property, that he has it legally for 700 his value, he values it at 700 million. He says it's only worth $30 million. You get the idea here. He increases the value. He increases the value of the property when it's time to get a loan from the banks, and then he decreases the value of the property. This is where the law is broken. Forget about the bankers. Who cares? If he takes the bankers' money, I'm happy. The problem is you can't have it both ways. You can't say your property is worth $700 million, and then when it's time to pay taxes, it's only $50 million. You're taking away money from the state. You are cheating the state out of revenue that everybody pays. I pay real estate taxes on my house. I cried, oh, I can't afford it. Can you lower it? They say, we're looking to it. You wait 2 years and they say, nah, it still has the same value. You still got to pay that on one. Okay. There should be any problem with that. But they're going to get him. They have to get him. They have to slow him down. This man, if he only was, if only, if he was able just to just to calm down when he's in the White House, he will have the whole United States after him. All he had to do is go in the Oval House and say, listen, I'm the president of everybody, okay? Forget, I'm not a president of a base or a cult or a group of people or a color. I'm the president of every American. And then go to neighborhoods like mine, the Islamic community, go to the African American neighborhoods, go to the Hispanic, build bridges, man. Don't go in there and disrespect communities. Oh, if you walk through there, you're going to get robbed. Oh, Maryland is a shit show. You understand? Oh, ban Muslims from coming into the United States. The ban was just only worked against poor people who had no money to come in. Excuse me. Don't you hate that when something's stuck in your throat? Okay? Let's listen what this right now. I haven't watched this video.
$18 million, and the property's probably worth, could be anywhere from 50 to 100 times more than that. And a lot of those numbers could even be low. We have other properties, the same thing. So he devalued everything. I didn't even put in my best asset, which is the brand, in terms of value. Coca-Cola, take a look at their value. They have a value. The value of their brand is more than everything else.
You're no Coca-Cola. You're not Coca-Cola. It's just some dumb name, Trump. It used to be, I don't know, it's called dumb, but you turned into a Trump. You made yourself a little money. You was making good money, but you had to go dirty, and they treated you the same way, Donald.
Let's put together. My brand is extremely valuable. I didn't even use it in my financials. If I wanted to build up a financial statement, I would have built it up by using brand in addition to everything else. We have the greatest properties. We have among the greatest properties in the world, and I have to go. They have one property that's worth anywhere from 50.
That's about it. Let's see another video. This is another video. This is outside the court. He's right outside. The judge is right inside it. He can hear him. And
I was going to come out and say that, as you know, we're not entitled to a jury, which is pretty.
Okay, here's the new lie. They say, well, they didn't give Donald Trump a jury because he's going to be on trial, and he needs a jury of his own peers. Like his case, it doesn't necessarily need any jury. And his lawyers, who are the one who picked a bench trial, they said, no, we're going to take it the other way. We're going to put our case in front of a judge, and we're going to see what he says. Let me fix this thing and keep on going up and up. You know? Right. Hello. Okay, good. So he's saying he's crying. He makes up things as he goes on. Let's see. Hold on.
Pretty unusual in the United States of America, so we think it's very unfair that I don't have a jury, but the judge's last statement was very fair, and if I read it right, I'll let perhaps one of the lawyers speak to it. But Cliff, maybe you'll speak to it if you would. But the way I interpret that, and the way everyone else in the room seems to interpret that, is that the statute of limitations is a very real thing in this country. And that would be about 80% of this case would be over. Could somebody speak to that, please? Cliff, you want to talk about that? Sure.
Look at the idiots. Like, that was just the guy from my cousin Vinny. Look at him. You could tell he's fake with the glasses. He's like me right now with the sunglasses. But I have ugly eyes.
So based on the judge's comments, based on the judge's comments at the end of the trial today, it would appear that he is agreeing that all the transactions that closed prior to 2014 are now out of the case.
Which is about 80% of the case. And it's also something that we won on appeal, but was not accepted by this court, but now seems to be accepted by this court. As far as the jury is concerned, it's much different now. I must tell you that it was 20 minutes ago. We were going to come out and complain that, you know, in this country you're entitled to a jury. But we very much appreciate the judge's decision today, or his statement today, on statute of limitations, which is a very big thing. It's a limited time period. And we did.
So the whole idea right now, he's saying, I don't have a jury. Some say the case doesn't deserve a jury, and his lawyers checked the box. They actually didn't want a jury because everybody hates him in New York. He's from New York. I'm going to be honest. He wouldn't get a fair trial in New York City, no way. I don't care. Got to be honest with yourself. Donald Trump will not get a fair trial in New York City. I'm going to tell you why, because he's so hated by the city. He's like those rappers where their cities hate them. No, I think I use too much lights, man. Anyway, so the Helter Skelter ideology is to dismantle the United States and turn it into a failed state. Now, these people who are hoping that the United States collapse so they could rule the land and become warlords, they don't know this is the United States of America. If God forbid something happened, it becomes a failed state. You're going to have warlords, you're going to have gangs, you're going to have, the country will become 50 countries, the country will become 50 countries, one region, it will unleash hell on the citizens of the United States. First of all, if it collapses financially, what do you think those disability checks, the pension checks, government checks, that helps people, poor, young, old, disabled? Where are you going to get away with that? You guys are not, you guys need to think this shit through before you do it. You know? You guys need to think thing before you do it, right? Let's see what we got. Any more videos here? See. Here's the idiot.
Valuable properties.
Watch. If I had a son like that, I'll kill myself.
Because, Sean, they don't care. They don't care about the details. Mar-a-Lago is one of the most valuable
They don't care about the details. Sean, they don't care about the details. They just hate my father.
In the world, worth well over $1 billion. Look at the portfolio of properties. They're incredible. And there's no one that's done more for the New York City skyline than Donald Trump. We hire literally and employ thousands and thousands of workers. But those details don't matter to these monsters. You know why?
I'm going to tell you, yes, his father built these buildings. You know what he used to do to the people who came to work? He imported people from Poland to work. He used to make them sleep inside the building. When he was finished, he didn't pay them. He never pays everybody. That's why he has a hard time getting any lawyers, getting anything. The guy is a fucking thief. He's a freeloading thief. All right, let's go for more videos here.
Presented our opening statement.
Hold on. She ain't got she. This lady is from the islands. You don't play around with this lady, man. Don't play game with this. Okay, you need to work this stuff out, and let's see what she has to say. Let's see what she said. There you go.
Today we began our trial against Donald Trump and the other defendants. We presented our opening statement in court, explaining how for years Mr. Trump fraudulently inflated his net assets to cheat the system and to enrich himself and his family.
Yep.
We also called our first witness to the stand today, a longtime accountant for Mazars, the accounting firm that did work for Mr. Trump and the Trump Organization.
Right.
The witness is testifying about the financial documents at the heart of the case.
All right.
The remainder of our case will focus on how the financial fraud was committed and used to personally benefit Mr. Trump and his family. We fundamentally disagree with the comments that were made by Mr. Trump and his attorney following the proceedings today regarding the statute of limitations issue.
Hey, there's no statute of limitation.
My message is clear. No matter how rich or powerful you are,
Yep.
the rule of law must apply equally to everyone.
That's right.
And it is my responsibility to make
Yeah.
sure that it does. I am confident that justice will prevail.
Donald, you're in trouble, my brother. Donald Trump, you're in trouble. Now listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this. This guy, he has no class. He has no class. He's like those people who. I want to be out there. He has no. Look what he says.
They've gone after opponents. So if you become president or some other job, but if you become president and you don't like somebody, or if somebody's beating you by 10, 15, or 20 points like we're doing with crooked Joe Biden, let's indict the motherfucker. Let's indict him. They've gone after opponents.
Yeah,
So
he's using
if you
language. I
become
know what he is. Let me score. And I'm gonna do that later. All right, let me see. Got any more? We got Eric the douchebag, Eric Trump. Let me see here. You know, sometimes I have a lot of ideas when I come online. It's just I don't know how to articulate them and put them in place. Try again. And by the way, fuck everyone who has a panel on YouTube or on. I can't get on a panel, man. They get the same guys. Hey, what are you saying there? Huh? What is this? Is this real? Yeah, it's real. What's this? About the Pope? They dance in front of the Pope? What is that? So what? Who cares? Hold on, let me go back to the small guy.
Acqua è un circo di colori che arriva dritto ai cuori, è un tuffo dentro il mare dei tuoi sogni. Guarda, c'è un mondo da scoprire.
You know, let me stop that before I get a copy strike. That's the Pope. He's having a good time. He can't even walk. He got a maid, the Pope. He talks to God. All right. Let's see what's trending. Why is Sam Cedar trending? What did you do, Sam? What is Sam trending? Hey, Majority FM Daily Anime contribute movies. And what? What's that? Eh? What is that? I don't know what that. I don't know. Sam, what are you promoting, Sam? Let me see what Sam did. What did Sam Cedar do? Why is he trending? I like this.
It's going to go through the normal NAVSEC filters, and those guys are running up the score right now. They're looking at it and they say we can just convert dollars into dead Russians, and it so happens you convert those dollars into Ukrainian soldiers, who you convert into dead Ukrainian soldiers, who then you convert into dead Russians. But they don't care about that at all.
Is your contention that if we were to stop aid, there would be no dead Ukrainian soldiers?
No, but it's simply just that the money, the weapons we're sending can never be a net positive. It's just one way or another.
Well, okay. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Now, you're not pro-Soviet intervention, correct?
Soviet intervention?
Invasion. Well, Soviets are intervening. I mean, pro-Russian, right? Sorry.
No, not pro-Russian. Well, okay. Nothing good's going to come with military aid. It's just the reality is that it's gonna go through the normal NAVSEC filters, and those guys are running up the score right now. They're looking at it and they say we can just convert dollars into dead Russians, and it so happens you convert those dollars into Ukrainian soldiers, who you convert to dead Ukrainian soldiers, who then you convert into dead Russians. But they don't care about that at all.
Is it your contention that
I don't know what's trending. Let's see what's trending. Let's see what's trending. All right. I hate hockey. 9 billion. What's that? Let's see. 9 billion. Was that 9 billion people? Well, I know it is. Today, we are announcing our approval of an additional $9 billion in student debt relief. The Biden, okay, that's good. So they're going to give some people, this student loan program is very bad. It's a predatory idea where the federal government guarantees the payment of the students if they don't pay. Then they're the interest rate is what's killing these kids. Excuse me, I mean, that's Kit Kat. That's what's hurting these kids is that hold on. What's hurting these kids is that the interest. If you want to help them, just freeze the interest and hold the principal. Let them pay their principal. Let's say you took a loan for $50,000. When it goes down with the interest and all that stuff, it's about $100,000, and you only owed $50,000 in the beginning. So it's a predatory idea. The United States should guarantee these money and charge a small percentage, like 2%, 1%, just for administrative costs. And not everybody needs to go to college, man. I don't know why everybody goes to college. Not everybody. Hold on, man. I was hungry, man. I haven't ate dinner, so I feel like my blood is going down. So that's good. What else is trending? Yeah, it's all garbage. I don't even know if Twitter is not as much as it used to be. Candace Owen, the ugliest woman on YouTube. Hey, she's so anti-black. Let me see, Candace Owen. I don't want to see if she puts it up. I don't want to see it. Normally, it's not your job. Let me see this.
Go ahead. What do I have to say? Just the question, please. No speech. What is the
trans students on this campus who actively feel victimized by your presence here today? Additionally, you just pointed out that this man detransitioned, but earlier in your speech,
guys, I want to hear her. Go ahead. What do I have to say? Just the question, please. No speech. What is the question?
What do you have to say to the trans students on this campus who feel actively victimized by your presence here?
Okay.
Life's tough. Get a helmet, man. I'm too pregnant for this.
Holy shit! She, with the Daily Wire and the crew at the Daily Wire, they have a war with she's trending because she said something about the the trans women. How do you feel, guys? How you guys feel about that? I mean, honestly, before 2015, I don't know what trans was that, man. Oh, we had people who were trans. I didn't know, honestly. I swear to God. Then after that, all of a sudden, just 23% of the population said they were men, and some of them said they're women, and all that stuff. I don't want to get into it. How it is. Old video of Islamic apologists, Ali Da'ar calling for murder of those who Islam goes. Anyway, I don't care about this stuff. It's not important. All right. Okay. Sometimes I'm thinking I have a lot of things to say. Once I get on the camera in front of me, that's just everything just dies out, man. Everything just dies out. Let me put that, man. You know what I'm saying? everything just dies out, man. You have to be very talented to talk for 2 hours or 3 hours about things. This guy, oh, what a piece of shit! This guy is. Steve Bannon. He's a criminal. Yeah, my father. All right. Okay, we're gonna go. Wait, what's this? Okay, I have a video to show. This is a
died.
Okay. This is the PBD podcast. I like them. I like it, but they're starting to become more conspiracy like thinkers. They had Steve Schmidt on. He's the guy who's the Republican presidential advisors or campaign managers. He was campaigning for the Bushes and for McCain before he died. He tells it like it is. Now he's outside. Even the organization, the Lincoln Project, he started, they had a lot of issue with sex scandal and people just ripping off the money. They got $100 million. Of course, they're going to rip it off. Let's just go over this and see how it goes.
Steve, you lose credibility when you say 2,977 people died is less of an event than one person dying on J6.
No. That's not.
When you say that, you've already.
That's not. You're manipulating what I said, twisting it. What I said was January 6th was a more severe attack on the United States. September 11th.
So what Steve is trying to say is that he's not comparing tragedies. He's not saying that. What he's saying, it was worse because it was Americans trying to destroy America's democracy. Because those people who came and drove those planes to the World Trade Center, they're criminals. I mean, we accept that from them. I mean, that's what they want to do. They're enemies. But when you have your homegrown men and women go to Washington and try to help a loser like Donald Trump and get killed, now many of them are in jail because of him. This is what he's trying to say.
Had more casualties. There's a difference.
How do you measure worse? There's got to be data. You said your data is one event we lost nearly 3,000 people. One event we lost one.
We lost.
The average person, they're going to say, of course, 3,000 is going to be worse.
Because
than
I
one.
guess I'm counting the 600,000 that died in the American Civil War, and I'm counting the 405,000 that died in the Second World War, and I'm counting the 50,000 that died in the Korean War, and I'm counting the 58,000 that died in the Vietnam War, and I'm counting the acts of sacrifice that go back to 1776 that were desecrated on that day, incited by a single man who assaulted the Constitution of the United States. We were attacked by a foreign enemy on September 11th of 2001. The casualties were horrendous, as they were on December 7th of 1941. But the attack on January 6th was more severe also than the attack on Pearl Harbor.
Well, some would call it attack, but from the videos that we...
Okay, hold on. Let me introduce you. This guy, I think his name is Vinny, or whatever it is. I forgot his name, because there's three people. You have the boss, who's the Patrick Ben-David, self-made millionaire, and he's very articulate, and he's a little conspiratorial. He's getting into that, and he has become more red pill like thinking because he went to Joe Rogan's podcast, and when you go there, you're not gonna survive. You're gonna come out with 300,000-400,000 followers just by going to that show, and you have to feed that monster every day. Now this guy is fucking sick. You see that they dress him in a tie and everything. They try to present him.
We saw Steve from Twitter and just undercover cameras. It didn't look like an attack. If somebody
are you talking about?
I'm just talking about all the videos that we've seen. The undercover.
What do you mean all the videos?
All the videos on Twitter.
Well, all the videos on Twitter.
Yeah, hold on.
Are you guys going to really sit here and fucking tell me that the attack on January 6th didn't happen that the violence, the bludgeoning of the police officers didn't happen
Hold on.
because of some bullshit on Twitter.
Hold on.
Here we go. Get the fuck out of
Steve,
here.
I'll give you Steve, I'll give you my opinion, and then you could talk. First of all, you comparing...
It's not an opinion.
Hold on.
It's not an opinion. It's a bullshit conspiracy.
I'm not only a fucking New Yorker, I'm a veteran. For you, time out.
You know, when people, he keeps on telling the word, I'm a veteran. When people use that, they're a lot of losers. I mean, we don't need to know that you're using the military every day. What do you used to do, coke? Every time, every show, he'll throw that, I'm a veteran. One time they were talking about nuclear weapons. He said he worked in Montana to protect these weapons. They said he's in the Air Force. I don't think he could fly a plane. Can't even ride a bike.
My sister's a veteran. My brother's a veteran. He's a veteran. For you to listen to me. For you to say that January 6th compared to 9/11 is that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Hold on, let me finish. Number one, it wasn't an attack. It looked like a guided tour. Okay, that's what it.
You're a fucking nut.
Are you? Yeah, you fucking ain't right. I am. It was a guided fucking tour.
A guided tour.
You think
a guy beating the cops?
What?
With all the violence?
Who died? Ashley Babbitt, a veteran, they fucking shot. The Capitol Police.
Play that video on purpose. This is me playing that video to show you. There was no guided tour. It was fucking terrorism 101. He denies that. This idiot, he denies that.
On her ass. Where the fuck is that guy getting in trouble? You're just upset because Donald Trump said, you know what, they probably cheated. You don't think he has a leg to stand on that they fucking did it in 2016? Hillary, Russia, FBI, colluded. Are you like? How are we fucking crazy, Steve? How are we crazy?
I mean, this is going to be on video, so I mean, you're going to speak for yourself.
No, I'm going to speak for myself. 19 terrorists took 4 commercial flights, crashed them in the World Trade, crashed them in the Pentagon, did all that, okay? And you're saying that, and we've lost, by the way, for how many decades of wars, we've lost over 1 million people from the Iraq War, which is all bullshit, all lie. 1 million people.
We lost 1 million Americans in Iraq?
No, we lost, we killed people because we said there was weapons of mass destruction. We lied.
It's all over the place.
Oh yeah, there's weapons of mass destruction there. There was no weapons of mass destruction, but we were like, oh, we changed the name since we're here, enduring freedom, which is bullshit, okay? So as a veteran, as an American, as a New Yorker, for you to say that one day compared to that is absolutely absurd, Steve. I understand that you love this country. I'm not questioning your patriotism, but the hate for one guy because he loves this country so much.
He loves the country.
Bullshit. He doesn't.
God, you're a fool.
How am I a fool? How am I a fool? You have Trump derangement syndrome. You just hate him. You just hate the guy.
You are taken in by a con man.
No, I'm not. I guess
he
what?
loves
I'm
the
not a
country.
Republican.
Trump
I'm not
loves
a
the
Democrat.
country.
You damn right he does. He's been saying it since the 80s, 90s on Letterman and all these shows.
He's a guy on September 11th who went down, said he was down there. He wasn't. He's a guy who called in on a radio. He said, now I got the tallest building in Lower Manhattan. He's a guy who lied about Muslims cheering it in New Jersey from Jersey City. He is a con man. He is a liar. And that you have fallen for this bullshit.
I'm not falling for anything, Steve.
Please.
Steve, how about this, Steve? It didn't have to be Trump. What I love is that this dude sacrificed everything to pull back the curtain and tell regular Americans.
What did Donald Trump sacrifice?
Time out. Guess what?
What did Donald Trump sacrifice?
His career, he could go to prison. He could go to prison for what you guys want for the rest of his life.
Probably shouldn't have broken the law.
No, Steve, you know what it was? Steve, don't give me this regular law bullshit. He pulled open a curtain and let all of us see. The regular people, look at what these assholes are doing. Fake news, fake this.
Are you talking about the shower curtain where he had the country's most sensitive secrets?
Oh, you mean, but Biden doesn't bother you? But Biden doesn't bother you?
Right.
They all take documents home. They all take, hey, hold on, were we in better shape now than when Trump was in? Are you happy with what's going on? You and your Lincoln Project, but mind you, the biggest hypocrites, you guys going after him for Russian collusion and tax evading, that's what you guys were doing. All your people, you were the only one that was innocent. The rest of them were perverted. One of them was a Russian agent. One of them owes $390,000 in a tax lien in his house, and the other guy went to court from American Express for not paying his $30,000 tax bill. You guys are the biggest hypocrites. The biggest hypocrites. You guys hate the man. You guys just hate the man. But the policies and what he did for this country, I'm happy. Listen, it didn't have to be him, Steve. It could have been a fucking turtle. He woke us up. He told people, hey, look at this curtain. Look at what these assholes are doing. Fake news, and it's all bullshit. And he sacrificed it all for us. Plain and simple, Steve. Say what you want. Say what you want. You're talking to a veteran that whole family fought for this country, and my parents are immigrants, and I'm a New Yorker. For you to compare those two is fucking asinine. The only girl that died was a veteran. The Capitol Police shot her. You said bludgeoning? Who died on January 6th? Who died? Who died?
Well, we have multiple suicides.
Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. Multiple on January 6th in the Capitol. Who died? I'm passionate because I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth, Steve. You're the one. You were cussing and talking shit. You're not gonna do that shit with me. I'm sorry.
I think the reason they have this guy is to say the things that they don't want to say. The two guys, the two alpha males, if you want to call them. Adam, I like Adam. Adam is more pragmatic. He'll try to talk about something, try to make it make sense. He's like the what do you call it? What's that? The adult in the world. That's what they should call him. Adam is good. But this guy is into conspiracy. If him and Sam Tripoli get together, they have the best podcast in the world.
Sorry, let me tell you something.
Yeah,
you are sitting here lying to millions of people about what happened on January 6th.
I'm lying.
Which was an attack on the country incited by the president. Watch the fucking
Why is he in jail for inciting violence?
He will be soon.
Is that the video? Is that the video? He's like, go peaceful.
Yeah.
He's like, go in there, be peaceful.
That's what happened. I don't know. You guys don't seem to be a whack job like this.
Yeah, I'm a whack.
But you know what it is, though, Steve. You know what it is. So for me, I want to respect the voter, and I think there are millions, if not tens, who feel like he does. I
don't give a fuck how he feels, and this is
I don't give a fuck how you feel.
And this is important. This is important because you can watch the video. You can watch the video. You can watch the actual video of the insurrectionists attacking the Capitol. That's real. It happened.
They attacked the Capitol.
Okay, can I just weigh in on one thing? You guys are both wrong and you're both right. Let me explain. Both days are horrible days in American history. We're comparing what's worse of a tragedy when they're both horrible tragedies. So who's right, who's wrong? You're right more symbolically. Correct. This is an attack on our democracy, the peaceful transfer of power.
He's saying it didn't happen.
No, what she's wrong.
He's saying
what he is
happen.
saying. Hold on.
I said,
hear me out.
First of all, Adam, here's a question for you.
Hear me out.
No, hang on a second. Listen. No, hang on a second. You're the judge of this?
Can I?
You're the judge of this to say he's wrong or he's wrong?
Did I say it didn't? I said people weren't there. You said attack. I said they were there. They were protesting.
You said it was a.
I didn't say it was attack. No.
You said it was a tour.
No. I said it looked like a guided tour.
It didn't look like a guided tour to me.
What channel were you watching? CNN, MSNBC. I was watching shit undercover cameras.
You are a five-star whack job, man.
Where Vinny's right and wrong was
he's completely wrong.
Where I agree with what people say is, by definition, a lot of people would say that it wasn't literally a insurrection. Was it a riot? Was it a violent protest?
It was an insurrection aimed at stopping the certification of the election constitutionally prescribed on January 6th. That's the purpose of it.
You can argue over semantics. Is that's what I think?
It's not.
No. What point are you making?
I'm saying
it's not semantics.
I would love to make my fucking point.
Go ahead. Let's see what it is. For once, make your point. Hurry up.
For once. So the point is, both days were piece of shit, fucking horrible days. You know it was not just a guided tour. You know that it was a violent act of complete absurdity. It wasn't a guided tour, but at the same time, I don't think many people think that it was an actual insurrection. It was a horrible day in American history. Horrible day. It was not a tour through the Capitol. It was horrible. But at the same time, you have to understand millions of Americans are going to see what you said about 9/11 and be shell-shocked by the ramifications of what you're saying. So this is what I'm saying, that you're both right and wrong in your assessment.
I think millions of Americans will understand perfectly what I'm saying. I think millions of Americans sadly are abused by people like you who have a platform and communicate misinformation like...
I love Steve. Like, you're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot. You know you're on camera, right? What you're saying? Because he's saying nothing happened. I don't believe that. It was a guided tour. They were just visiting, you know. They went to see the Capitol, and they were just walking. Yeah, maybe you saw a couple of clips, but it was a fucking crazy day that day. He'll break it down. Listen to Steve.
Like you just did, that this was a guided tour as opposed to a violent attack. You are one of the people, through your conspiracies, who is poisoning the discourse and the ability of people to tell reality. I want to say for the record, you're completely, absolutely, totally full of fucking shit when you say that was anything other than an insurrection.
We'll use a microphone. Guess what? I can say whatever I want because I'm
So by the way, reasonable question for you. Reasonable question for you. What was and Adam? Here's a question for you. You said violent protest. You used those words.
Twice. I did. Violent twice.
This is why, you know, David is smart. I mean, Patrick is smart. But he's doing the same thing that whataboutism bullshit. He's gonna say that. What about the BLM? Yeah, it was wrong. They were stealing sneakers and TVs. They were not trying to overturn an election. Bunch of fucking idiots burning, stealing clothes and stuff in the street and using that opportunity to create mayhem. But the majority of the Black Lives Matter protesters were white. It was peaceful. They didn't bother nobody. And you had your idiots. This is not the same caliber of people going on a certain day, on a certain time, and on a certain place to stop a certain activity from taking place. And that day was January 6th to stop the mountain of the electoral college votes and declare Joe Biden the president and Donald Trump lost the election. But the whole idea with Donald Trump is he said stole it. He drove the whole country through the mud. But let's go back to this. That's why sometimes, you know, Patrick, if you watch this, you know, I'm a nobody. We got like 10 people watching right now, 9 people. But I want to give you an advice, Patrick. You got to change your thinking. You don't think like that. You have to think with logic. You cannot compare apple to orange. Listen.
Yeah. You said J6 is violent.
Yes.
Was BLM protest violent?
So we're going to go to a separate
I'm a question for you.
Yes, it was violent.
What's more violent, J6 or BLM riots? How many businesses went out of business, or how many businesses were trashed during J6?
Now I have to defend BLM.
You do, because you used the word violent.
They were both violent.
No.
Just like 9/11
it's not.
was also a horrible day.
That's not how.
Just like January 6th.
No, that's not how it works.
Levels. So only one can be violent when the other one can't.
It's not. No.
Why
so
can't
January
you
6th was peaceful and only BLM was violent. I got it.
What is the difficulty in understanding that one of them was an attack on a very specific place, on a very specific day, with a very specific function taking place on that day, that had everything to do with the peaceful transition of power, which is foundational to how the country functions. That's why.
Now we're talking different issues,
right? So if there's a riot in Cleveland, and 500 businesses are burned down, that is a threat to the economy in Cleveland, but not American democracy. If you assault the Capitol on the day that the Congress is certifying an election to begin the process that will culminate on the 20th with the transfer, they have nothing to do with each other. The attack on the 6th was incited by one of the 44 people in the history of the country who's raised his hand and swore the 35-word oath to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Period. It was the most grotesque betrayal and abdication of presidential responsibility in American history. It constitutionally disqualifies him, in my estimation, from holding office ever again. How could anybody look at what happened? Look at what happened. It was a tour? How fucking dare you?
You didn't see the shaman getting guided around? The guy that was supposed to be this crazy wild man. Okay, here's my question. Steve, how do you explain the countless FBI agents in plain uniform that Congress won't even tell us how many?
Because it didn't happen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. And Ray Epps.
The violent insurrection.
Oh, yeah, by the way, let me see this.
You got this guy named Ray Epps they keep on using. Ray Epps is suing the dead out of Fox News. Ray Epps is a fucking criminal like every other one to do damage to the capital of the United States of America and to prevent peaceful transfer of power. That's what we have as a country. America, some Western Europe countries, where America has, in its 247 years as a nation, a constitutional nation, had something that other countries cannot do. It's peaceful transfer. Most of the wars in the Middle East and Asia is that they don't have that miracle that no one has. And that miracle is, it sounds simple, but it is a miracle that a person is able to lose an election in the most powerful country in the world, the most powerful man, and on 12 noon, on January 12 noon, every 4 years, hands the key to the White House to the new tenant. They shake hands, they go together in a limousine, he stands in the crowd, he claps, the guy gives a speech, whether they're from the same party or not. That's how it's supposed to work. That's very simple. But what was going on January 6th, it was, they were using these people as fodder or as a sacrificial lamb. They needed to send these people to act violent. And in the heat of the moment, 100 of them get killed because this is the capital. You have 535 congressmen and women and senators, and the vice president of the United States. The government of the United States was in that building that day. The only person who was not there is the Diet Coke drinker in the White House who watched TV for almost 187 minutes without calling any of the National Guard or to stop this mayhem from happening. You go home, we love you, you've been hurt, the he was stolen from us, I did not lose. That's how he said it. But, you have to be honest when you're, I'm a Democrat, and I'm very proud to be a Democrat. I don't agree with 100%, but I feel at home as a Democratic voter who belongs to that entity. Because we're dealing in reality, the Democratic Party. Forget about the LGBTQ issue, all that stuff. The Democratic Party is more than that. It's the unions, the automakers. It is the Democrats are the thinkers of everything that goes on in the United States. And I don't mean the people. Every time you have an administration, you don't have no wars. Peaceful. Let's go back to he shut him down. Steve shut him down. I feel sorry. And he's going to shut him down. He's going to make another stupid thing. Because David is the kind of guy, he reminds me of my Uncle Joe. I have an Uncle Joe that came from overseas. He had a candy store here in Brooklyn, New York. But he was so fascinated by new information. If somebody tells him something, he'll believe it. And I come from school, he said, Omar, did you know that we never landed in the moon? I'm like, who told you that? Well, that's what I heard. No. Well, I don't have 100% proof, but we did. And he asked us silly questions. And he's, my uncle used to be, he used to appreciate any information that's given to him. Without even checking the value of it, he'll just repeat it and take it as truth. This is what's going on with Patrick and David. He knows there was an insurrection. There is no doubt about that. He knows there was violence. And the whole violence on January 6th was done to stop the peaceful transfer of power. Everyone and their mother know that. But don't stand there as a self-made multi-billionaire, millionaire. Maybe he's worth maybe $300-400 million, and be stupid. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? Don't make no sense, man. I lose respect for a couple of minutes, and I say, oh, then he, let's go.
Can I show go back to that video? Could you show this video? People are fucking rotting in jail.
Look what he's gonna show. This is the fucking piece of shit. He is the fucking biggest idiot there is on the and they're wrong for showing this. This is what Tucker Carlson. Of course, there were some people still moving before. That's the video on the bottom you see on the screen. It's just a short video of what happened that day, and it's worse than that.
For 30 years, okay?
They're criminals.
Doing this shit. What the hell does that look like?
Okay,
what does that look like to you?
One video.
Look at the violence. I don't give a shit.
Just because you're yelling doesn't mean you're right.
No, it doesn't matter.
That's one piece of video.
Yeah.
Why don't we show the hours of footage of them?
Tucker Carlson.
Okay.
What do we got here? We got Tucker Carlson here. We got a guy. We got Tucker Carlson. We got a guy who's got his own show on Russian
Ashley
TV.
Babbitt, God rest her soul.
We got the king of replacement, domestic terrorists.
Oh my God, look at this violence. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're turning it up.
Let's roll the tape of the violence, though. Okay, that's like saying there's a war going on over here, but you have video outside of them getting along.
Here's my question.
There's other videos, Vinny.
Hold on, let's go back. So you mean to tell me Donald Trump, 2016, we found this is a fact. This isn't BS. I made this up. 2016, fact. All right, the Durham report. Hillary Clinton, DNC, FBI, they all colluded to say he.
None of that's true.
None of it's true. So you're full of shit right now. Number one, 100% true. She paid for the dossier and did all that shit. 100%.
Hey, let me explain to you about the dossier. The actual people who paid for it was called the Beacon Foundation. It was done on behalf of Ted Cruz to find opposition information to Donald Trump. But I think it was done for him or another candidate. Once they left, they approached Henry and said, we have all this information. Maybe you could use it and give us some info. Because the other person dropped out for the presidential race. You understand? So that's it. Let's finish this.
So wait, so Donald Trump is crazy to think that they would cheat again? Are you kidding me? You mean having the FBI
There's no evidence of voter fraud of any type whatsoever anywhere.
Yeah, but
no, you're full of shit.
That's a separate conversation.
Hold on. By the way, and the hypocrisy for you guys to talk shit, the Lincoln Project was comprised of all the same shit that you guys accused Trump of. That's the fucking funny part. You guys were all full of shit. Your whole crew was tax evading, Russian foreign agent, money scandaling fucking people, and we're supposed to what? Believe you guys were making money. Where's all that money? Where's all the money? And I'm fucking crazy? You didn't vet none of those people? You didn't vet none of them? No, none of these people. And it's always the ones that point are the biggest pieces of shit. The ones that go, hey, look at Trump, tax guy, Russia guy. It was you guys.
Wasn't me.
It's you. Oh, you're innocent. You're 100%.
I pay my taxes.
Oh, okay.
You want to find some fucking guy? You know what you are?
An American patriot.
You're
That's
a whack
why.
job.
Yeah, I'm a whack job.
You're a whack job.
Let me guess. Dismiss conspiracy. No, the truth fucking hurts and doesn't care about your feelings. Period. I'm sorry. I'm not delusional
what
about
he's saying about the peaceful tour of the Capitol, which I fully disagree with.
It's not an opinion. It's not an opinion. He's a liar. He's lying into the camera about a violent event, saying it was peaceful, spouting conspiracy theories, and using a Tucker Carlson thing.
I didn't play.
I don't know what to say other than to say it's why the country, right? I mean,
it's why Trump is leading in the polls because there's so many crazy whack jobs like me that are tired of your bullshit. Period. America first. Look where the fuck America is right now. Where are we? Are you happy with what's happening right now in this country? Are you genuinely happy with what's happening in the country?
We're happy. Nothing is happening. Everybody's living. The medication, we got everything, a lot of food. What's going on in America that we don't know about? Every time I go to the mall, everybody's shopping, everybody's just walking by, everybody love each other. I don't know. What's going on that we don't know about? Let us know.
Border wide open, inflation, all the bullshit that's happening, all the violence, all the smash and grab, all the shit. You're happy?
I think three things. I genuinely think you're a whack job.
God bless you. Thank you.
I think you're ignorant.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. And I think you have nothing to say because you know that I'm right. And guess what? I hope to God Trump's win again. Trump wins again, so at night he just lives in your head.
So you can kill me?
No,
kill the chairman of the Joint Chiefs?
I want you to wake up
Shut down NBC?
I want you to wake up every morning and go, oh, I want you to cry like all the people that cried, but he made America dope. It's people like you that are dividing us. All right? I don't give a shit about personality. I want policy. I want to live in a safe fucking country. All right? I want the border to be secure. I want the economy to be killing. All right? I don't want people like you.
I don't know.
Like,
You seem
he's a boogeyman.
You seem a little rattled to me.
Not at all, bro. I'm on point all day.
Nice vein in your head.
Yeah, it's a vein. It's called passion.
Nice vein in your head.
Yeah, I have passion.
What do you think about what he's asking about killing the Joint Chiefs of Staff as a veteran?
He's for it.
The what?
For it. Kill him, right?
What do you
Milley?
what?
When Trump wants to kill Milley. Maybe you'll shoot him.
I didn't hear
it. You didn't hear it? He just said it. He just said it.
I didn't hear
Trump just said he wanted to kill Milley. You against him killing Milley?
When did that happen?
It happened 3 days ago.
Okay, I didn't see it.
Okay.
Sir, it's over. All right, guys. I don't have the whole. I think David cut it because he talked about anti-Semitism that David tried to say. That didn't make no sense. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, at least put some comments there. It doesn't matter. I see you next time. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody. Until we meet next time, goodbye. Thank you very much.